It's time for the afternoon challenge. No, that's not me talking. That's the skeleton, isn't it? Remember we saw that last time we learnt about a new part of our body? Now, from the skull, moving down, do you remember what this part is called? It's like a cage. Your ribs. Well, we're going to learn now today about some organs that are inside the ribs, because the ribs are like a cage to protect parts of the body, and we're going to learn about one of those parts this afternoon. And now I've got this bodysuit on to help us go inside our bodies, alright? So this is the rib cage, and we would have, your ribs wouldn't do this, but under your rib cage, we're going to look at the organs that live to the left and to the right. Now on the floor, I've got some organs, real organs, don't worry. Ugh. Now, we're going to have a look at something called the lungs this afternoon. Do you know which part the lungs are? I'll give you a clue. You've got a left and a right, and they look very similar. There are two shapes. Look, here's one. And here's another. Ew, I'm picking up the lungs. So, I'm going to put my lungs into my body here. There's one lung. And there is the other, being protected by this part of the skeleton, the ribs. Now, I'll undo these carefully so it doesn't look strange. Right, so here we have two lungs. Now, I want you to watch the video in the link below. It's a cartoon, but it is about learning about what your lungs are for and how and what your lungs do for your body. Okay, so before you watch the video, what do you think your lungs are for? What's their job? Watch the video and see if you're right, and we'll see what their job is. Did you enjoy that cartoon? It did teach quite a lot about the lungs, didn't it? So your lungs are to help you breathe, aren't they? That's their job. You breathe in through your nose and your mouth, and it goes down your windpipe. What did they say the windpipe was called? The trachea. And then it goes into your lungs, and you've got a left lung and a right lung. And when you breathe in, go and breathe in. Can you feel your chest expanding as your lungs fill of air? And then breathe out. And then can you feel them compress? You feel them go in. Now, if you had a balloon, if you've got a balloon at home, if you blow into the balloon and then let it go and go, you would see kind of what your lungs are doing. So if you've got a balloon, go and pause now and get somebody to blow into it and let the air out, blow into it, let the air out, and you'll see how like your lungs are a bit like two balloons, blowing up and then blowing down of air. So pause if you've got a balloon. Okay, so if you've done that and you've seen how your lungs expand and contract when you breathe in and breathe out, let's think about what it is that we are breathing in. What is in the air? What's the gas that our body needs to survive? What do we want to breathe in? It's called oxygen. So when you breathe in, we're breathing in lots and lots of different gases, but we'll take the oxygen that we need, and we'll learn about the heart and the blood as we go on with our body and how it's then used around our body. And then the gas that we don't need comes back into our lungs, and that's what happens. It comes out when you exhale, when you breathe out. So when you breathe in and you use the oxygen from it that you need, and it's from the lungs, it gets taken into your blood. And then as you exhale, we get rid of the gases that we don't need. It's very clever, isn't it? So your challenge then this afternoon about your lungs is, what happens when you exercise to your lungs? And is it any different to when you're, I don't know, sat down reading a book, going for a walk? What do you notice on your body that with your lungs and your breathing that changes when you exercise? Okay, so see what you can find out for me about your lungs and how you breathe in. Be interesting to see what happens. You've done PE today, might have even noticed when you did that. It'd be good to look at your chest as well when you're breathing and when you're trying out different things. All right, so have a go at doing that for me this afternoon. I'm just going to end by putting the lungs on my person so we don't forget to keep adding to the body. All right, so I'm going to draw, coming down from my mouth, the windpipe. Okay, remember what we said that was called? It's the trachea. And then it branches off into the left and into the right lungs. So I'm going to try and draw my lungs. There's one. And then there's the other. I'm going to label that my lungs, and we can spell that because we know how to do lungs. Alright, I haven't drawn my ribs yet because we've got to think about other parts in our body. Right, good luck finding out about the lungs this afternoon. I wonder what's going to happen to your breathing when you exercise. Let me know.